You're listening to the Chronicles of Livin podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. What's up, my visionary dreamers? I'm here at the Atlanta Christmas Gift Expo with Grandma's Honey Stuff, the representatives, the beautiful black sisters in the building. And we're just going to talk a little bit. Y'all know how I do when I come across some peoples that I think that y'all should hear from. We just want to conversate right now and inspire y'all as I do all the time. So just to hear from some different entrepreneurs, some different hardships, some different obstacles that's been jumped over, so y'all can know that, as I always say, your dreams can become a reality as long as you believe. All right, so we're going to start off, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So tell my listeners your name.
Hi, I'm Javette Cooper.
Okay.
And I'm Demetria Tinsley.
And should we add?
Sky Cooper.
Okay, and Sky Cooper. So these are the three young ladies and young youth that runs this business, and they have a lot going on, guys. So definitely, y'all can look on the site, ADionne, your dream pusher, for the pictures. But we're going to just talk right now. So, ladies, tell me, what inspired y'all to start this honey baseline? What inspired y'all? First of all, tell the listeners exactly what it is your product is, and what is your mission with the product?
Sure. So we're sisters, and we started Grandma's Honey Stuff we started making it for our children when they were young because we didn't want to give them over-the-counter medicine. Mm-hmm. So it's a recipe inspired by our grandmother, and it has local honey, garlic, ginger, cayenne pepper, and also lemon.
Okay.
And so we use it as a cold cough remedy, but also now that we're in the business a little more, a lot of people put it on their salmon, their chicken, their fish. Like it's really a universal product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to add to that, like she said, we were inspired by our grandmother. We wanted to kind of give them something natural. Mm-hmm. And we've been making it for about 10, 11 years. And then about a year or two ago, our family was like, oh, you all should put it in a bottle and sell it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of nice to now have something that we really love and we're passionate about. And it's now our business. So we just working towards putting it out there and, see where it goes.
Wow. And I'm letting y'all know it's very tasty. I tried it. Y'all know I'm not going to bring anybody on the show that I'm not feeling, okay? So if you can tell the listeners what y'all are sisters. Now let's keep it all the way real.
Yes.
That's what we do here. What was the obstacles, some of the obstacles of working together?
Well, we're pretty headstrong sometimes, a little opinionated. Mm-hmm. I guess the biggest one would be just kind of getting together and settle on one thing. Like, it was the name,
right.
And then it was what should we call it and how we should do the label. Mm-hmm. So that was the biggest thing, because it started out with my other sister as well, and she helps in the background now. So it was just trying to incorporate everything. The biggest obstacle, I guess, would be like,
sometimes our personalities we conflict. Like, we get along, we're really tight,
right.
But she's more like, let's do it and ask questions later, or let's until somebody taps us on the shoulder, then they'll tell us we're wrong, then we'll move on. I'm more like, oh no, maybe we have to follow the rules and everything, but she's like, let's do what we have to do and we worry about it later. So it's a nice balance, because she kind of helped me overcome my fear, and I kind of keep her in line with the rules.
Right.
So but otherwise we work really well together, because we came from a really close-knit family with my mom and our siblings, so we still have that closeness. But it's a beautiful thing to be in business with family.
Yeah.
I know, although it can be a conflict at times, we know how to resolve it, and we know we're together as a team, so it really works out.
You said the key word. You know that you are together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And unfortunately, just in today's world, sometimes that's a hard thing, to work together as a team. Sometimes, like you said, you clash, but, you learned how to come together. Mm-hmm. So would you say just that whole family background, the love from the family background is what allow y'all to pretty much stay together?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the support we have, like whenever we do an event, we always send it out our family. They always shout us out on. Our family is very, very close, not just intimate, like not our siblings, but our first cousins, our second cousins, those that used to be married. You can't even tell that they were divorced because they're still in the family.
The unit is so important.
So we have that base, that support. And, you know, and sometimes, you know, people tell us what we should do or shouldn't do. And we take with a grain of salt because everybody has an opinion, you know. But when it comes down to it, we make the final decision what's best for us. And it's all respect. It's all respected.
It's respect. I was going to say that. And that's how we resolve conflict, because we understand there might be personality differences, but I respect who she is. She respects who I am. And we respect that boundaries. We're open to listen to customer feedback. And we're never too closed-minded to expand, because we do this for us, but we also do it for the people too.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, so that's important.
I mean, everything that y'all said, it is really, really important. I mean, listening to feedback, but knowing what to throw away and what to keep, and constructive criticism, taking it to heart, but not taking it to heart. You know what I mean? That is what allows you to expand on the business. Now, how did you bring young Sky into it? Which I need to make sure that Sky, we want to talk to her. How did she get into it?
Well, she just, when we started doing Grandma's Honey Stuff, she always wanted to be a part of it. But we were like, Grandma's Honey Stuff was more of me and Demetria's thing, and she wanted to start her chapstick, her lip balm, shall I say.
Right.
So we got together. She started her lip balm called Kisses by Sky.
Well, we want to let Sky talk.
Okay, yes.
Tell us about your lip balm. Tell us about your lip balm.
It's called Kisses by Sky.
Man, you gotta speak up. You can't. You cannot be an entrepreneur and be that soft-spoken.
It's called.
Talk to us like you talk to your friends.
It's called Kisses by Sky. It's a natural lip balm with coconut oil, shea butter, beeswax, and essential oils. Like she said, I made it when I couldn't really participate in what they were doing, so I decided to make my own lip balm.
And tell the listeners how old you are.
I'm 11.
See that, guys? Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself if y'all keep talking about what y'all going to do. See what had happened was 11 years old, and I'm sitting here and I see her product and it's great. So tell us, Sky, how is it that you balance out playing with your friends and being a business young entrepreneur?
Well, I have to miss out on stuff sometimes, but most of the time I still get to do what I need to do if she'll let me sometimes. To miss out on this and go. She'll give me a choice. If you can either hang out with your friends, my mom. Okay. She says you can either hang out with your friends or you can make money. Most of the time, most of the time I choose this, but sometimes I decide to go with my friends.
Okay. So do you think that that's good that your mother gives you? Yeah, you could come up, Sky. That your mother gives you a choice instead of telling you what to do. Do you think that's helpful to you?
Not really, because I'm not really good at making decisions like on the spot. Like, I can't choose what I want to eat if she says, hey, we're eating out. I can't choose that. So sometimes it's good that she gives me a choice. Yeah, but most of the time it'll be, I would understand if she said, okay, you don't have a choice, you have to stay here. I would understand.
Oh, you sound so respectful. I wish the rest of the kids would be like this all the time. So tell me, what do you think is the best part about being a young entrepreneur?
Starting young and making money. Because when I get older, if I still have this, it'll blossom into something more.
When
it blossoms into something more, I already have the experience from when I was younger.
That's great. That's great. So what would you tell young people that want to do something but that don't think they can? What would you tell them?
It's not really hard. You just have to get an idea and make it happen. You can do it. Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you, Sky. We appreciate you. So how did you feel as a mother, when she said she wanted to come on board? And aunt?
Yeah, my aunt. Yeah.
Okay, aunt. How did y'all feel about that?
It was awesome because, like I tell her, everybody can get a job. It's just over broke, With this world today, if you want to make it, you have to make it. If you can actually make a product and sell it, that's so much bigger than working for someone else, And I always tell her, don't be afraid to fall on your face. You don't know unless you try.
Right.
You don't know. And that's how we feel, When we started Grandma's Honey Stuff, what do we have to lose?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
We can always go back to work. Exactly. We can always work for somebody.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? To have that goal and to set that mindset in kids, at an early age, that's what we have to do today. Because these kids today, they coming out the womb ready to make things happen on their own, not work for someone. So we want to instill that in our kids young, because we may not have had that when we were young. So we want to instill that in our children now.
Okay.
And like, just to feed off what she said, the fear we have as adults, we still face that realistically, because we still feel like we have to have that 9 to 5. We what if, and a lot of times, I mean, we started late. We started, although we was making it for our children like 10, 11 years ago, we just started bottling this up about a year or two. So we took an idea and made it a concept, and now we have a tangible product. It's very important, but fear is what kept us back from not doing it 10 years ago. We could have done it because it worked throughout the whole time, but we always put everything else ahead of what we really needed to do. So as adults and as children, we just have to go out there and get it. Like she said, what do you have to lose? You learn as you go. You're going to fall, but you get back up and you keep moving. And that's why people are successful, because they don't give up on their own dreams.
And hang around people that's doing those things. We can't forget that. You got to hang around like-minded people.
Very important.
Yes.
Very, very. I say that all the time on the podcast show. You have to. Sometimes everybody can't go, and sometimes you got to let people go.
Yes.
In order to make it. Yes, exactly. Time and a season. Right. So tell us, what was, I would say, your biggest, because every entrepreneur has one moment that is like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? What was your oh my gosh moment that it was like either, should we continue to do this or should we just let it go?
Yeah, I think we just went through that journey this summer. Like, putting a product out on the market is a challenge. You go to stores and you're like, okay, this is out there. You think it's an easy task.
We can do this, get out, put in the bottle, put a label on it, and we're good to go.
We're making this stuff, we're making it up, and then it was like so much red tape. You got to get it tested. You have to make sure it's not carrying bacteria. You have to make sure your label's on tag. You have to make sure you get an inspection.
You have the license, you have the permits, you have all of that. Like, we didn't know there was so much red tape.
Right.
We didn't know to be in this category, you have to have this. To be in this one, you need these behind you.
Yeah.
So that was the most difficult thing. And our product is food. Everything in there you can name.
Right.
Don't stutter. It doesn't expire. Honey doesn't expire.
Exactly.
So all these ingredients that we have is, like we say, is food for medicine.
Right.
But at the same time, you got red tape.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
And you can go buy something off the shelf that is approved, but other things can't be approved because it's a different route that people are using it for. So that was our biggest challenge.
And we had to decide because we took kind of a hiatus for a few months, right? And we had to decide, like, do we really want to go through them, or do we want to just, just go off the do it our own,
and give it to the people that will use it and know that it works.
But we wanted to actually put it out there in stores. So we hung out, we stuck with it, we went back to it after a few months, and then we got things settled, we got things, all the red tape disappeared, so we're good, everything's legitimized and all of that, but it was that struggle of like, okay, what do we want to do? You know what I'm saying? But you just can't give up on it, because the thing that motivated me the most is like, I'd be doggone if 2 years later I see a product out there like mine. I'm going to have a problem. Quite a few
Exactly.
times. Yes.
Me too. So
we see that.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because Mimi tell me all the time, like, Demetria.
We know now.
So she always tell me, like, Bet, that was your idea. You know what I mean? But instead, I got a whole book of inventions that I didn't put out there. And then sure enough, I see it on Shark Tank, or I see it someplace else. And I'm like, oh, that was us. But so we didn't want this product to be that. You know what I mean? We was like, we're going to stick this out. We'll take a hiatus. We will give them what they want. We just got to get our stuff in line. We had to just
and we mastered our recipe. Sorry to cut you off, but inspired by our grandmother, we took it back to the roots, and we mastered a recipe, taste the same every single time. And that was one thing, consistency. With your product, you have to be consistent. With life, you have to be consistent. And that was one of my shortcomings in life. And I'm like, with this product, we have to be consistent. People want the same taste every time they have it.
Exactly.
With life, like you said, you have to be, with business, you have to be consistent. Everything. And it's a learning process, you know.
It is.
And you have your trials. And I heard someone say the other day, like, you can't have a testimony if you're not tested. And I'm like, that is so
when y'all listen
real.
to the podcast show, y'all can be like,
you can have success without failure, right? Same thing. So this is in line. Thank you for being here with us today on this journey.
Yes. Let me tell you something. That's what I do. I go where spirit leads me, and that's how I roll. Period. You know what I mean? Period. You could be green. You know what I'm saying? You could be purple looking. But if I'm led to speak to you, that's just what it's about. You know what I mean? So So is there anything that you want to say to the listeners, my visionary dreamers out there? What is it that you would say to them, knowing what you know now, knowing the obstacles that you hurdled, you know what I'm saying? To a person that's saying, I want to do this, but what would you say?
I would say, take the but out the equation. Like I said, you don't know what you can do until you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know that you would have been the star, the brightest star in the galaxy, had you not tried to reach out for that star. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, don't ever give up without trying. Because give it your all. If all else fails, you're going to get back up, dust yourself off, and you're going to try something else again. Just don't give up. That's what I say.
It's always a different way to do it. Always.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I agree. It sounds cheesy and corny. We've been hearing that since we were kids. But you just can't give up. You cannot give up. You got to see it through. And just keep working hard, because what's going to happen, what I've learned, is that the Creator is going to talk to you. And you move, you sit still, and you still work. You do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And then the Creator is going to come and do what they're going to do. Whomever you choose to worship or praise or whatever is going to happen. But you have to put that best foot forward. Because if you don't make moves, then there's not going to be moves made towards you. Right. So you have to just know that you got it. It's going to be hard, but you got to keep going, period. Because what else are you going to do? Life is, you got to get up, and you got to get up every day. You got to move forward. That's what business is about. That's what pushing your dreams are about. You got to do it. You can't stop. You just got to keep moving forward. It's going to work out.
It's always going to work out.
If you can get up every day and go to work with somebody else.
That's what I was going to say. I tell them that. I tell my visionary dreamers that all the time. You're working for someone else's dream whenever you hit the clock. So why can't you give yourself that time? How you just going to cheat yourself like that? You know what I'm saying? How is it that you don't believe in yourself as much as you believe in a 9 to 5?
That's right. And that's
how is it?
You have to make time. I have 4 children. I'm married. I was working a full-time job, but all of that. Yeah, like, I still have to make
4
time.
kids and
yes. Working a full-time job. She full kid, she works a full-time job.
Got a daughter, but you gotta make it happen.
It's just a matter of taking that time out. Even if you dedicate an hour a day, hour every other day, you have to make that time. There's no excuses. It really isn't.
One step at a time.
One
step at a time. That's all. You can't look at the whole picture. You got to break it down.
Right.
And just like you said, when it's time to be still, Spirit speak. Like, the podcast hasn't been on the last 2 weeks. I normally don't miss, but me just relocating and finding a place and all of that, and even in the midst of that, I always go on. But Spirit just was like, not this week, not this week. Chill. And now here I come. This wasn't a planned thing. Coming to this convention, here I come, speaking to Grandma's honey stuff
in the building,
on fleek, as they say.
We was really about to pack up and leave, and then here you come. Like, that's amazing.
I just walking past, strolling, like I'm in the park.
If we don't get anything else from this weekend, we got good energy. We met some decent people. We learned a lot. Networking, and sometimes it's not about what you bring in financially. We all love the dollars, right? But sometimes that knowledge is something you can't pay for. You can't
doing what you love is different from doing just getting a paycheck for something that you don't love.
And that's so real. And I tell my husband, I tell my sister too. I'm like, we sit here, we make the honey stuff, we do all this stuff, we print the labels, tags on, we got the little, all this little stuff
with love,
and we love it. I could do this all day. You see what I'm saying? I sit at a computer for work all day, but I could do this all day with love, and I'll make sure every little label is as straight as I can make it, as my little hand can make it. Every little bow is as bowiest as I can make it.
From you,
absolutely.
That's what it's about.
It's so important. You got your own thing. That's the beauty of it all. We're not ordering nothing whole. It's coming from us, the creative side, the love side, and I love that.
What God gave you.
Yes, exactly.
When Spirit spoke.
Got it. Exactly, and we all got it.
So when Spirit speak, you better listen.
Yes, right.
Or like she said, somebody else gonna have it.
Exactly.
Because I know that too well. It's not that I did. It's not that I didn't do it. I be doing so much. That's a problem. And I'm always before my time. It's crazy. It's crazy. But with that being said, I guess this is gonna be one whole show by itself.
I'm sorry.
No. That's great. Because that buys me time for other shows, my visionary dreamers. I really, really enjoy speaking to y'all. And just tell the listeners, where can they find y'all? Where can they find Grandma's Honey Stuff? Tell us.
Yep. So we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Etsy.
What's the Instagram?
Oh, I'm sorry. Grandma's Honey Stuff. Simple like that. Grandma's Honey Stuff.
Okay. It'll be on the site.
And Facebook, we're on We Buy Black, and we also sell on Etsy.
Oh, you on We Buy Black? We did the We Buy Black convention.
Yes, we did.
Shout outs to We Buy Black.
And we're kind of local, so sometimes, people call and they say, "Hey, can we meet?" And we'll meet because I live in Stone Mountain, she live in Conyers, so we'll meet to save on shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our website will be up in about a month. So in a month, y'all can go. Hopefully, before that, y'all can go to get Grandma's Honey Stuff. And like I said, it's a diverse product. We use it with the intent to help with cough and cold.
Yes.
We use it to build our immune system, but people use it as a food item. It's diverse. Food is our medicine. Use it however you want. You can't OD on it.
This is what God gave us.
Exactly.
To heal.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So you know what the ingredients are. You know,
all in one bottle.
All in one bottle.
See that?
Yeah.
Sky. Look. Anything else you want to say before we go? What you want to say?
I'm good.
Okay, she's shy. She's 11. We're going to give her a pass. We're going to give her a pass, okay? But I definitely enjoyed you guys. Thank you so much for talking to the listeners. And I'm going to make sure, guys, look at the bottom of the description box for the podcast, and you will see any information for Grandma's Honey Stuff so that y'all can get in contact with these young ladies, okay? I really hope that y'all enjoy each and every one of those interviews. And it seems that the theme of this conference was family. You know, family coming together to help out each other's dreams and visions. And, you know, we don't get a lot of that these days. You know, the first interviews were 2 sisters and a daughter. And then the second one was 2 lovely young ladies, and the fact that their mother, you know, really decided to, I'm not going to say sacrifice, but in some ways it can be a little bit of sacrifice, especially when you're a single mom taking care of 3 kids and you have to balance out everything. And then the last one, a lovely young lady, that whole family was there. Mother, father, sisters, darn, you know, it made me feel good. It made me feel good to see that. And it pretty much made me feel like, you know, if there can be these 3 groups of visionary dreamers that can come together as a family, then there is hope for all of us out there. So, and I'm not saying that it's always meant to bring family in on your business, but you know, just use your intuition. You know who you can reach out to for that support. And always remember, like I said, you know, you have to surround yourselves as, I know one of the conversations I had, we talked about that, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So sometimes you might have to get away from family and friends and seek out others that are like-minded so that you can be motivated and you can be encouraged. But if you know any family members that are very true to their heart and really genuine with the love and the support that they are willing to give you, then don't shut that out. Don't get in your own way of that. But always pay attention to your intuition. Follow your spirit. When you are quiet, when you are still, that's when you know it's real. Okay? Yeah, that was a little rhyme. Again, thank you guys for all of your support, for supporting the books and purchasing the books, Visionary Dreamer, 90-Day Journal, and Transform Your Life, the Visionary Dreamer workbook, available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. I thank you guys for your support. I thank you for all the wonderful emails, the feedback. It's all dear to my heart. Trust me, I take nothing for granted. I appreciate each and every last email. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. So always know that. So until next Sunday, I love you guys. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bull bullshit. And you are tuned in to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us extraordinary folk, doing the damn thing the best way we can. And that is all you can ask of yourself. And until next Sunday, peace. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Livin, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chroniclesoflivin.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.